One of the exciting things, or the big moments for me, was I had been volunteering since I was 14, and we went on camps with children with disabilities. And I'll be honest that my interest in that was probably more social, and I was more interested in going along in the activities and camps for the other volunteers who were about my age. So I heard that I was all right at that time as a volunteer, and I probably was more accidentally all right. But when I was about 16, they said, all right, Tara, it's time for a bit of a challenge. And they matched me with a young kid that his diagnosis was autism, and he hadn't been on a camp before. So, and in that camp, I was so challenged as a 16-year-old. I stayed up all night with him when he was really anxious and he couldn't sleep. I didn't eat, for periods of time because he didn't want to be in the room and eat with other people. So we waited for hours until he felt comfortable, and we walked distances and distances because that was where he felt safe and comfortable. And so I was, at the end of it, I was absolutely exhausted, and I swore I was never going to volunteer again. And then as we got back to the car park, I could see my mum waiting for me to pick me up, to my right, and I had to hand him back to his mother on the left. And his mum was in tears, and she said, my goodness, thank you so much. She said, I was at my wit's end, and I didn't know if I could in fact live with him any longer. I didn't know whether I was going to ask for someone else to be his mother at this time, or I didn't know how I was going to go on and live myself. So thank you, you've given me a chance to live again. I thought, oh my goodness. So of course, I went sobbing back to my mother's car, exhausted but also really upset. And it was one of the most powerful things for me. And it was then that it clicked what an impact what we could do, just what we did in our daily lives, could have an impact on somebody else.